Hello, YouTube. I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney. We are answering publicly posted questions from YouTube users, getting folks the answers they need from an employment attorney. We have a question here from YouTube user Monica B, posted about 20 hours ago, and I will read it into the record here. Hey, Vince. Hey. So I bring a sexual harassment claim to my employer. The creeper who did it gets fired as a result of the internal investigation. Then, fast forward to a month later, they flip the switch on me and accuse me of, get this, being overly flirtatious with clients. It gets better, or worse, depending on your point of view. They even hired a third-party company to investigate my conduct, which was alleged to be being a flirt. This literally just happened to me. I added literally because I'm ignorant, and she did not write that. It was bad writing. I don't know why I added it there. This just happened to me, and I'm beside myself with anger. Rightfully so. I have a plan of action already, but you can just confirm this is... but can you just confirm this is some kind of status quo tactics by employers now? I need my experience validated, or I'm starting to feel as if I'm living in the Twilight Zone. I am so blindsided by this. Plot twist, again. I added that as well. The investigation ended, and I'm cleared to go back to work. WTF was this about then? Was this a scare tactic? P.S. Of course, I'd like to know if the investigation about me will make my potential claim weaker and stronger since I am still not fired. Does it make it almost impossible to remain on the job after such a humiliating experience? Set aside the initial incident, which was traumatic in and of itself. Heck yes, a strategy please. I feel twice wronged here. Apologies for the multi-layered question. Just shorten it. Well, I did not shorten it. That was a great question. All right. So this is classic retaliation. And it's not... So you kind of mentioned status quo tactic by employers now. I would say not now, but like forever and always. So obviously I wasn't around in the 50s, nor the 1500s. But it is my understanding that when a young woman was, say raped in the 1500s, and she would accuse her rapist, right? It was very common for that rapist to say, no, she asked for it. She wanted it. And obviously you weren't raped, but the tactics are roughly the same. They were the same in the 50s, right? Yeah, sure. I did say some inappropriate things about so-and-so's body, but she was flirtatious, let me tell you. She was into it. She wanted it. She filed that complaint because I wouldn't go out with her. That was a common and successful defense in the 50s, the 1950s, right? The Mad Men era. Like that shit flew. That happened. And I like to tell you that's not true anymore. And if you are smart and you have good counsel and you do everything right, that is not true anymore. Problem is we described probably less than 4% of the people who experience sexual harassment. So perhaps even less, because we think that like 4% of the people actually complain, right? If you don't complain at all, I'm not saying you're not smart, not by a long shot, but I am saying you're unlikely to have the same resources at your disposal that someone who did complain and started a case might have. So this nonsense, which I categorize as the asking for it nonsense, right? Here they're saying, no, she's a flirt. She flirts with clients. She probably flirted with this guy. He got the wrong idea. Yeah, he had to go, but he got the wrong idea from her, right? That's bonkers. That's retaliation. It's not even really gaslighting. I mean, it's too aggressive to be gaslighting. Like, if they were like, oh, we think you might have misled him, that's a form of gaslighting. This is worse than, I mean, it's not worse. I guess it's not comparative. You can't have comparative morality in this way, but it's an attack. They're coming after you, trying to say, sure, you had a legitimate claim, and we did have to fire that guy, but we're mad about it, and we're going to get you. We're going to say some mean things about you that are going to be tangentially related to what you complained about. because we're trying to get you fired, right? In terms of a strategy, that's pretty simple. Hire an attorney. Hire an attorney. Look at bringing both your sexual harassment claim and your retaliation claim. Look at it on the federal level, the state level, potentially the local level. Look at all the laws that you can potentially bring. And right now, people are going to be saying, oh, well, there's not much in the way of damages, this and that, because you haven't been fired, right? That's what some attorneys are going to say to you. Okay, yeah, there's not much in the way of economic damages, but there is the emotional damages and there is the punitive damages, which it is tough to settle a case on, right? It's tough to get value for your emotional and punitive damages in settlement. That's not going to happen. Often you do have to go to trial to get those damages. Economic are much easier, exponentially easier to obtain in settlement, but sometimes you just have to accept that you're not going to settle a case, right? Like, you might be perfectly fine with getting 50 grand. I don't know. But if you're not, and obviously I don't know how much you earn or whatever, all these things, right? I haven't done evaluation of your case. I'm just saying, if you're going to fight it out and try to capture the value of your punitive damages and your emotional damages, which could be far more, there's a decent chance you're going to have to go to trial. I don't know if this really classifies, I guess, as a strategy, but, and would you take a strategy from a fella in a Santa hat anyways? I wouldn't, frankly. But that's what I would do if we were family at the dinner table. I'd be trying to find you a local attorney. We got videos on the channel. I think I updated that one very recently in the past 2 or 3 weeks. How to find a good local attorney. If you don't like your local options, talk to national firms. But get someone who does this specific thing over and over and over again and has a playbook and a tactical decision tree built from experience. That is what I'd recommend for you. Which sounds overly simplistic, but it's the best thing you can do right now, in my opinion. I will check the comments in this video. If you have follow-up questions, I will try to provide you follow-up answers. If this was helpful, like and subscribe. Helps me to help more people just like you. Good luck. I'm sorry.